BuzzFeed Quiz. Garbage. Smiley face for some reason. Now, I would assume that you have all heard of the BuzzFeed Quiz. It is notorious around the internet for being absolutely shocking and one of the most easy things to make a video out of because, well, you're sitting down and watching a quiz and there's not really much to it, to be perfectly honest. And if you are like me, you probably find them excessively pointless and a complete waste of time. However, I asked my followers on Twitter what video I should do because my car is in the garage for 3 days and I have no use of it and nothing else to do better with my life apart from do this. And Michael Beams suggested it because it's an easy video. There was no other responses, so go and follow me on Twitter, please. You know, it's down there. It's really, really interesting. I promise. I want my car back. I just want my goddamn car back. So today I shall be doing one of these BuzzFeed quizzes. I'm not sure which one yet. I haven't decided. But first, let's have a look at the trending section of the BuzzFeed quiz thing, because it is quite interesting. Possibly. So this is what you get when you get to the BuzzFeed quiz trending page. Now, I'd like to direct your attention to the number one trending item quiz thing on BuzzFeed. Only people who can see red really well can read these words. Will you be seeing red after taking this quiz? Yes, I am, BuzzFeed, because what in God's name is the point of this? If you check off more than 16 things on this list, then you're pretty gross. Is it Paris Hilton, maybe? Pulling a disgusted face and then a zit being popped in macro. Delicious. Number 7. Everyone has a chocolate bar that matches their personality. Here's yours. Put your sweet tooth to the test. And a picture of a Kit Kat with Taylor Swift doing a face on it. A chocolate bar is not sentient. It does not match anyone's personality. It is a brand. Oh my god. Here we go. Number 11. Only people who can see blue really well can read these words. What is the obsession with seeing colours, for God's sake? Here you go. Number 12. The foods you love and hate will determine your exact age. This is very scientific. At the very least, it is self-aware. Number 19. How many links from Facebook is this getting? This must be why, because which iconic French food matches your soul? Not everyone gets to be a chocolate eclair. This one, however, did catch my eye, so this is the quiz that we will be doing today. Number 17 on trending on BuzzFeed on the whenever of March. I can't remember. So here we are on the BuzzFeed quiz of my choice. If you get more than 7 out of 10 on this vocabulary test, you're a baking expert. Let's just jump right into it, rat fans. What would you make using a pâte et choux? I can't say that. I don't think that's quite right, but it's choux pastry, so that would be an eclair. Yay, I got it right. Well done for me. What does it mean to dock pastry dough? Whenever I hear of docking something, I don't think of a ship, and I certainly don't think of pastry. But docking, is it to pierce it, to trim the edges of dough going over the edge of the tin, or to cool it in the fridge before cooking? Well, I know that docking a tail of an animal, which, by the way, is a very bad thing. Don't do that, please, to your animals. That's a horrendous thing to do. But it means to cut it off, so to trim the edges of dough going over the edge of the tin. It stands to reason. I clicked the wrong one, but I was right. I need to look what I'm doing. That would help me in life as a general rule, to be perfectly honest. If you're using the two-stage method, what are you most likely to be making? A cake, cookies, or churros? I don't know. I would assume two-stage, so like, I don't know, you bake the churros and then you fry them? Am I being dim? Yes, I am being dim. Apparently, it's a cake, and the two-stage method is a way of making cakes. Is it? It involves adding about 3/4 of the liquid as well as all the fat to your dry ingredients and adding in the remaining liquid in stages. Magic! What is royal icing? Now, I may look like an absolute moron here, but I'm pretty sure icing made with icing sugar and butter is buttercream. Icing made with icing sugar and water is royal icing. And icing made with icing sugar and egg whites is a meringue? Which isn't I don't know. I'm just going to go in the middle one and pretend that I knew. What? I look like an idiot now. Because, shut up, it's not my fault. Which of these is likely to suffer from tunnelling if overmixed? Are fudge cake, are muffins, or are brownies? I don't know, but my logic is if you have a brownie with holes in it, that's not a good thing because it's risen too much. I was wrong, it's muffins. Muffins and many other quick breads can get tunnelling, which is when big air pockets or tunnels form on the inside. That's every single muffin I've ever had in my life has had a huge hole in the middle of it. But every single muffin I've ever had in my life has come from a supermarket, so that might have something to do with it. If you're making a savarin, or however you say that, which of these are you going to be using? A fruit compote, a syrup, or a meringue? I don't know. What's it called? A savarin? Syrup begins with an S. I am right. A savarin is a cake that is soaked in a liqueur-flavoured syrup. How interesting. How very interesting. It's not really interesting, is it, to be perfectly honest? It's passing time before death, really. That's BuzzFeed. They should have that as their new motto or the slogan. BuzzFeed, waste time until you pop it. If you're cutting in, what are you combining with dry ingredients? I don't know, Daz or flour or, other different kinds of powder, maybe like, I don't know, rapway. Oh no, in baking. Yes, no, it's a different thing entirely, isn't it? I would guess eggs, because that's what you do, is you put all the dry ingredients together and then you put eggs in and then whisk it up. I just hit the microphone. Eggs. I am wrong. Cutting in involves mixing fat, such as butter, you don't say, with dry ingredients. You could also add Castrol GTX if you really wanted to, or perhaps some Mobil 1 if you were feeling, particularly fruity. If you are tempering chocolate, what are you doing with it? Warming it in the oven before slicing finely and moulding into curls? Melting and then cooling it in a particular way? Or incorporating it with cream to use as a filling? The only reason I know this is because you do the same with glass. You temper glass, you melt it, and then you cool it slowly over different stages and things, probably. But that's it. Yay! I got it! What nut does a frangipane filling contain? I think I know this, and I think it's... no, hang on. Yeah, hazelnut. I'm wrong. It's... God damn it! It's almonds. Frangipane is an almond filling. They've given up by this point in the quiz and giving, any kind of context to anything. They're just going, yeah, you're wrong. It's this. Shut up. Go home and don't bake anything ever again. Which of these techniques is for laminated dough? Rolling and folding layers of dough and fat, brushing sheets of dough with olive oil and layering them on top of one another, rubbing butter into flour before adding water. I know this because this is how you make puff pastry. It's rolling and folding layers of dough and fat. Magic. Laminated dough involves rolling and folding layers of dough and fat. They really have given up giving anything, In the earlier questions, they were like, oh, yes, it does this, and then this is why, and this is the context. And then they got bored. It was getting towards lunchtime, and they just said, yeah, that's the question, that's the answer. Shut up, go and, I don't know, rob one off in the bathroom. I got 4 out of 10 right. Your baking vocabulary isn't bad. Yes, it is. You know some of your stuff, but you're not an expert yet. You have a decent baking knowledge and know the basics and a bit beyond. I know how glass is made, therefore chocolate is made the same way, but don't necessarily know all the terminology. You scored better than 26% of quiz takers. What Facebook morons specifically coming and taking this quiz? That's pathetic. 1 in 4 people did worse than me. That's shocking. Wow. Well, there you go. That's magic. And here's the outro. BuzzFeed quizzes are awful, aren't they? We knew this. This is an entirely pointless exercise that I'm doing for some unknown reason, to be honest. Thank you so much for watching this disgustingly god-awful probably video. I've filmed this before I've actually made it, because I don't want to reset everything up. But yeah, thank you for liking and scribbling and sharing the thing. If you wouldn't mind, pretty please, check out my Instagram and the Twitter thing in the description below. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.